Thank you, MediaTel, for giving us the opportunity to share some of the last solutions we're bringing to our advertisers. So we are talking about addressable TV, but also everything that can be done with the data that is provided by the set-top boxes. So to explain a little bit how we are doing now in Canal Plus in France. So in a nutshell, who we are basically originally a pay TV operator. Our footprint is 20 million subscribers in 40 countries, and in France we have 8.4 million subscribers. We are known as a pay TV, but also have free-to-air channels, and we operate also as an aggregator for everybody bringing premium content to French subscribers, such as Eurosport or Netflix or OCS, which is Orange, etc., etc. And we are in the process of digitalization of all the content platform with Canal, which is used by over 70% of the subscribers and brings 600 new programs per day and a lot of visits. So we're bringing every day over 8 million profiles. So this is all we collect from the set-top boxes, where they are, who they are, what they are consuming. And of course, we use it for personalization, for measurement, but we want also to use it for advertising purposes. The challenge for us today is that we need to speak the advertiser language. This is for many reasons. First of all, because, and this has been said before by the panel sooner this afternoon, advertisers are bringing a lot of ROI expectations. So they want results from the campaign. They're not satisfied almost with the fact that TV drives sales. They want to measure it. The second thing is that we have a pressure from some digital platforms that provides a lot of dashboards and provides a lot of fantasy that they can measure almost everything, and that it's a pressure for TV. But there is another thing, is that there is some misunderstanding between the sell side and the buy side. So from us, from TV people, some new direct-to-consumer advertisers, for instance, or younger generations, marketeers, they don't understand our media jargon. They don't know what a GRP is, the demos, they don't get that, and they say, this is Greek. And on the opposite, we don't get the brand KPIs. And sometimes it's difficult for us to speak the language. So the solution, and actually the solution is half a mile from here, that's the Rosetta Stone. So if you haven't seen it, it's in the British Museum, discovered by a French guy, but then kept by a British guy. But this is the solution, and we believe that the set-top box data is that missing link between the two languages. So what we want to bring is, of course, to use the data as much as we can on everything that can help advertisers. Of course, on the platform side, we use data for targeting on the AVOD business. We also use, and I will go into that, a new product that we call Canal Exchange, which is the platform to exchange data from the advertiser and from outside. It's, of course, been used for addressable TV, but then I have to give you an explanation. It's still forbidden in France. In France, we love regulation. We love strikes also. And they can be only one single signal per channel. So we cannot interrupt the signal with a specific advertising or programming, actually, for people. So it will be released next year, probably in March. And then, all operators are working together. There's a very interesting specificity that we learned from the Sky example and the Belgium examples, just saw the SBS just before, that it's much better for the market if every operators and sales house are working together on building what we call now minimum viable product that will be released next year. So maybe next year in next year's conference, some operators, some channels, we can disclose some interesting cases about addressable TV, but not yet. And of course, as I was mentioning, this missing link between the set-top box data, if we connect it to the sales, we can make all the path from exposure to efficiency. So, and this is the very interesting conference every year, because last year, somebody named Dave Morgan, I don't know, is he here today? No? He was here last year. He presented this slide. So this slide is the split of the US market. The US market is very much more driven by data. No GDPR. They can do whatever they want. So this is how the market is split by segments. And as you can see, the linear, which is the blue, and the local, which is the green, are declining. But apart from the orange, which they call OTT addressable, which will be the catch-up inventory, there are two segments that are in a big growing. The yellow one, which is linear addressable, but as you can see, there is a red one, much bigger in the future, which is a data-enabled linear, which is you still do normal TV, linear TV, but you use data from consumer, from the operator, to generate a specific target, which is not the traditional demo. This is what we do at Canal+ with a platform we call Canal Exchange. So what we do is we provide to the advertisers a first-party data catalog from Canal+. Actually, it's good for some advertisers, but it's not enough, because we can share what they watch, who they are, where they are, what the household look like, but it's not enough because many times the advertisers want us to bring consumer data. So we just connect it to third-party data. I will present you a case on 3A Data, which is the French automotive big data company. Then we match it with a trusted third-party data, which is for two reasons. First, it's very important for the advertiser not to share the data with us. And actually, for some other companies, it's very important that they trust we're not sharing the subscriber data to the brands. And it's also to be GDPR compliant, of course. And then we do campaigns, and we are now running one. We did with Peugeot. The brand came to us and said, it's been years. I want to target the 25 to 49, which would be the typical target in France, Vimo brands. I want to target intent buyers on TV. So can you help me on that? So we built a brand. On the car model was 208. We target intent buyers on the competition, the vehicle B, segment B vehicle, which is the competitors to 208 model. We matched it with a subscriber list, and we looked where this specific target was watching television, which channels, what time, and so on. And we did a media plan with an optimizer based on the best places to find those people. This campaign has been made just before summer and gave excellent results because we just compared it to a twin media plan, same moment, same channels, same day parts, etc. And we realized that we were reaching 24% more the real target that Peugeot wanted to target. But we learned from that because Peugeot told us, that's very interesting, targeting is fine, but sales is better. So can you help me in checking that targeting is driving sales? So we went into another solution saying that what we have to do is to bring analytics, like the digital platforms do, to brands. And as we are Canal, we said analytics by Canal is Canalytics. So what is Canalytics about? It's our ROI tracker. So how does it work? Actually, it's rather simple. It's you do the campaign, you take the return path from all the logs from the set-top boxes, and you compare the exposed to the campaign to the unexposed to the campaign. For our channels, we do exactly for every second the exposure of the campaign, and we have to use a tool to check the media plan for other third-party channels to have all the media plan. And we need to give a link with some file to check the sales or visits or whatever it is. In the case of Peugeot, we realized that the KPI they wanted to check was not the sales. That can happen much later. Sometimes it takes months for the people to decide or for the car to be brought. But they provided us all the list of the quotations made from the car dealers to people 8 weeks after the campaign. And this was a result. So the first line is actually speaking collectively about television. So it's not to promote our channel specifically. It's to promote the flight that was made by Peugeot. So what we told them is that on the free-to-air channels or on French channels, they did the campaign on many of them. The exposed people went an uplift of 12% compared to the unexposed. And this was the first time that they got a flight-per-flight analysis on a big success of TV on that way. But as we did the adapted media plan on our channels, we could compare exactly the impact of the data targeting into sales. And these are the figures you get, that the people that only saw the advertising on the pay TV channels with the data targeting the intent buyers and non the demo buyers, we got a 90% uplift. So that makes you just raise your efficiency by 58%. So what are the next steps for that? Actually, we want to provide the agencies, because this is very internal, we want to provide the agencies some easy tools to make the media plan. And one of the tools is to provide them with heat maps. So it's like we provide grids of the channel, and we tell them where the data target is more likely to watch TV and where they should adapt the media plan to optimize it. The second thing on Canalytics is to get industrial, because this is really great because it's tailor-made. It's adapted to exactly the target that the advertiser wants to reach. But we always say in the room that we want to bring the best of both worlds from TV and digital. And currently, trust me, it's the worst of the two worlds, because it's difficult to, the targets are very tailor-made, so it takes time. And the good thing with TV historically, and we have to keep that, is, as Jeroen was saying before, to make it simple. And now currently, if we adapt the target to every advertiser, it's not simple. So we have to work on that. We also want to expand in doing a reporting demo data media plans with hybrid measurements, and we are working with Médiamétrie, which is a French JIC, on bringing together the set-top box data and the panel data to make its work more bilingual. And the last is to expand to every channel, not only the ones that are subscribing to Canal Plus offers, but also to project it to a nationwide plan. And that's it. Thank you very much.